The recent price changes in food, energy and transport continues to hurt many households. Price of sugar, for instance, went up instantly after Agriculture Food Authority (AFA) ordered a closure of all the sugar companies in Western region to curb harvesting of premature cane. This, among other things, has led to importation of tons of sugar from Russia, a matter that industry players have raised concerns not only because of importation of sugar, but also sourcing of other commodities in the neighboring countries at exorbitant price, driving Kenya deeper into an import-reliant country. 5 years ago, this was the situation at the Kenya-Tanzanian border, trucks moving goods from Kenya to Tanzania. But the recent political instability and lack of competitiveness has diverted the direction of the trucks.
Border of Kenya-Tanzania, many of the goods that are used in Tanzania, from toothpaste to soap to some of the basic necessities, were all coming from Kenya. Today, because my business is located on the highway to Tanzania, it's the opposite. Professor, and check whether your onions are coming from Kenya. You will be surprised that many of these things are now coming from outside.
Bill Okero, the chairman of Danford Industries, attributes this to the high cost of operation in Kenya.
The cost of energy, cost of power. I think 10 to 20 years, we've been losing our competitiveness as a country in the region.
We cannot produce because the cost of electricity is high. How do we reduce the cost of electricity? We want to invest more so into renewable energy, which is much more cheaper, isn't it? Then it means that we can provide electricity at cheaper rates. So in a sense, it is like you have to invest first before you get the resources. That's what we really want to make sure that tax itself will become an incentive.
Kenya Private Sector Alliance also raised concerns over lack of proper tax and licensing regime. Carol Kariuki, KEPSA CEO, noted that most companies have to comply to over 20 licenses to operate a business.
For example, the corporate tax, if you are trying to invest here, it's one of the highest in Africa. I mean, I was just looking at our main competitors like Egypt and South Africa. They're still below 22% and 27% compared to 30% in the region.
Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury Njuguna Ndongo, on his part, says the government has already put in place a framework that is going to streamline Kenya's tax system. But whereas KEPSA is proposing for reforms that should be changed after every 3 years, Treasury Cabinet Secretary maintains that frequent changes should not be made in this sector.
The trade sector, which is the supermarkets and all that, have about 26 licenses to be able to comply with. The tourism sector has 31. And if we go from sector to sector, you can imagine, it makes it very hard, especially now as you're talking about SMEs. There's no way they're going to formalize and grow if we're going to continue with that.
It was during the DTB Economic Sustainability Forum that the industry players converged with an aim of identifying sustainable projects that can bolster the country's economy.
We appreciate the need to adjust and adapt our business models to the fast evolving landscape.
Linda Koskei, K24 TV.